Hello, my name is Harrison Tito. Thank you for joining us. No matter the respect you have for anyone, do not give up the control of your life. You have the right to say no when you need to say no. So if you are being forced to marry someone, it is against your will and against your consent. That is a criminal offense. My wife and I are going to talk about this question that someone just asked. And the question is, my husband knows that I am not a romantic and sex-loving person. He wants me to become what I do not like. Should I be worried that he will start cheating on me? Yeah, no sir, that's a good question. This is no sir, that's my wife, I'm Harrison. I am very sure she did not change. Your perception changed. Money cannot buy happiness and money cannot buy peace. So if you don't have peace anymore in your marriage, just know that the lack of peace and happiness is not because you don't have money. She only loved the money. She liked the money. She was happy with the money, not that she was happy with you. Are you one of those who believe that marriage is not what people say it is? It's possible you're right, but you have to hold on to find out some of the things I want to share with you. I am Harrison Tito. You are watching Marriage Television. I need to quickly let you know that people say marriage is spiritual. Marriage is not spiritual. Marriage is a social contract. I know what I said. Marriage is not spiritual. Marriage is a social contract between flesh and blood bearers. Marriage is based on rights and duty. So many women are trapped in performing their duties and they are denied their rights in marriage. When there is a violation of that right for happiness, right for your safety, right for freedom of choice, and the ability to decide what your future can become in that marriage also. When you over-spiritualize marriage, when you are supposed to have discussion and come up with a resolution for a problem, you may spend too much time fasting and praying when you're supposed to be spending time bonding with your spouse who is now finding reason to connect with someone else outside. There is place for spirituality. You will need spiritual help to make your marriage work, but marriage is not spiritual. Marriage is a social contract where you should not be denied your right for happiness, your right to live, and your right to have a say in that marriage.
Should one feel indebted to a lady, like feel indebted in love? Should you still go on in getting married to this lady?
You do not owe anyone your future because the person was good to you in the past. Some people are not meant to follow you to the promised land. If somebody was good to you and you want to marry the person out of sympathy, out of pity, you are about to engage with misery. Pity is not a love language. If you marry anyone out of sympathy, you will be a victim of that pity. I can assure you that one day you will hate your partner because you will realize that you are living in regrets and that can result to abuse. So when people talk about domestic violence and abuse, how did the marriage start? I will never advise anyone to compromise in the standard of who you want to spend the rest of your life with. Do not marry out of sympathy. I must let you know, you have to guide your future jealously. Who you settle down with is very important. That is your future that you are joking with. If you decide to joke with your future and compromise about the standard you need to set for your future because of sympathy, man, I pity you already. Let go of marrying somebody out of sympathy. Marry for love, marry for the right reasons, and marry your best friend, not out of sympathy.
Harrison, this is my question. If you are being forced to marry when you are not ready, what can you do?
No matter the respect you have for anyone, do not give up the control of your life. You have the right to say no when you need to say no. So if you are being forced to marry someone, it is against your will and against your consent. That is a criminal offense. What are your views about divorce? We want to tell you our views about divorce. Divorce is not a crime if it's going to help in preventing a crime. We strongly believe that repentance is better than endurance. It is better for the abuser to repent than for the victim to continue to endure until the person dies an untimely death. So divorce may be a sin, but I'm telling you, it is better to stay alive while you're separated or single than to die as a victim of domestic violence in marriage. If you're a victim of domestic violence of any kind, be it physical, be it mental, please reach out to us on 090-12-100-200. I repeat, 090-12-100-200. You need help.
Harrison, I have a question. For instance, if a man marries a woman for a reason, and that reason being that the woman knows how to cook, and then after marriage, after 2 to 3 years, the man starts complaining about the food not being sweet and said he's tired of eating the woman's food, start misbehaving, sleeping outside, bringing in woman to cook for him. What should the woman do?
He obviously wanted a cook, and he found a cook. He married a cook and later found a chef who is more skilled, and he decided to go all the way with the chef because the cook is untrained. Come on, man. Women, you are smarter than men. If a man marries a woman for a stupid reason, he can leave that woman for another stupid reason. So if a man tells you he wants to marry you, what's the reason? Is it because you can cook, or because you have long nails, or because your hair is so beautiful, or because the way you walk? Excuse me? There is more to you beyond that. You need to know why a man wants to marry you. If the reason is not good enough, he's not ready to marry you for the right reason. When I met my wife, the first thing that came to my mind was, with this person, I can have a home, not just a house. That is better than saying, oh, I want to marry this person because this person can cook. Excuse me? Even if she can't cook, you can employ a chef. So when you marry her because she can cook, what are you going to do when you find a chef? Truth may be bitter, but we have to tell you the truth that can help you experience the kind of bliss you want to enjoy in marriage. Now, I want to tell you that there are some lies that we need to correct, and there are some facts that we need to share with you. So when we get back, you will know the facts that we want to share that can help you enjoy marriage. If you are always walking on eggshells with somebody you are about to marry, or with someone that you are married to, then you are with the wrong person. If you are always scared of the next possible outburst from somebody you are in love with or someone you are married to, then you are not safe. If you need help, reach out to us on 090-12-100-200, and we will be able to guide you on how to stay safe in such relationship, or even advise you to run away if you need to. An inconsistent partner is a time bomb. Boom. Such a person can easily blow up, flare up, and easily cause commotion and easily throw tantrum parties. Do you want to be in that tantrum party? If yes or no, let us know. When the spouse is always having mood swing, it is a sign of an abuser. So if he's always hitting the wall when he's upset, for the fact that he's hitting the wall does not mean he will always stop at the wall. Someday he may not have a wall next to him. He may just have your face next to him, and you hear boom on your face. So you have to watch out for signs that can help you prevent those unnecessary things you don't want to share about your love stories.
Harrison, I have a question. In church, they said we should wait for the right man to come for our hand in marriage. What if the man we are in a relationship with is not yet ready for marriage, and the lady is ready for marriage? What will the woman do in such a scenario?
If a man is not ready to marry you and you are ready to marry, obey the green light. The green light, and hit the road. If you say somebody is not ready to get married, my point is very simple. There are different degrees of readiness in wanting to get married. How ready are you? Are you 100% ready, or you are just 15% ready and the person is 2% not ready or 2% ready? Look, all you need to know is this. Since there are different degrees to readiness, ask yourself if your readiness is worth it. Do you want to get married because your friends are now married? Do you want to get married because you are the only person in your family that has not gotten married? Do you want to get married because you're under pressure to get married? Excuse me, if that's the reason you are getting married for the wrong reason, then the waiting is worth it. Wait, you can force a horse to the river, but you can't force the horse to drink water. Are you going to force him to marry you? Are you going to force him to be your husband? If he's not ready, hit the road, obey the green lights. If you say you want to wait for him till he's ready to get married, all good and fine. But what's the guarantee that when he's ready, you will be in his first 10 list? Think about this. If you're in a relationship where your partner does not accept responsibility for his or her poor choices, or does not accept his or her fault, trust me, you are in a dangerous relationship. People who easily blame others and don't find fault in their poor choices are people who can easily pick offense when you find reason to tell them the bitter truth they don't want to hear. So when you are talking with such people, apply wisdom so that you don't become the victim of that person's anger. Right about now, my wife and I are going to talk about this question that someone just asked. And the question is, my husband knows that I am not a romantic and sex-loving person. He wants me to become what I do not like. Should I be worried that he will start cheating on me? Yeah, Nusa, that's a good question. This is Nusa, that's my wife, I'm Harrison. Okay, now, Nusa, do you think not being romantic, not being a sex-loving person can be an excuse for a man to cheat on his wife if the wife is not romantic and sex-loving?
Okay, I would analyze it like this. This question can also go the other way around. If the man is also not so sexually active and the woman is sexually active. So let us go back to the beginning. When you guys were dating, these are the things you talk about. It's not all about licking ice cream and eating shawarma. These are questions that you need to ask each other while dating. So now that you have not asked the question, the marriage has finally entered. What next? There is no excuse under the sun for a man to cheat or for a woman to cheat because the other partner is not as sexually active as the other.
Am I going to agree with you on that?
Yes.
Why would I agree with you on that?
If not, then it's like giving somebody liberty to say, okay, because I don't do this, I'll go and go. You don't have an excuse. There's no excuse.
Okay, truth be told, there's no excuse for you to cheat. If you so desire that you are not comfortable with the fact that your wife is not romantic and she's not sexually active, find ways to teach her how to be sexually active and romantic.
And I also believe that marriage is compromise. Now you are 80% in your sexual activity and your wife is 20%. So you need to be calming down. Calm down.
Why would I calm down when I need to keep myself at a very high level? Okay, she needs to rise up or I need to calm down.
Yes, so that so you can meet at a balance. So you are 80, you teach your wife some moves. So she can rise up to like 50. And the wife too has to compromise to be willing to learn, right?
See, the truth is this. You can't have a balance in sexual desire in marriage. The couple cannot have a complete balance. The truth is you have to find a way to be more accommodating for the weakness of the other or the strength of the other.
That's exactly
the whole idea is for you to learn how to satisfy each other. You must not want it the same way and you must not do it the same way. Just communicate and see what works for the two of you.
Communication is key because you this kind of things that you are feeling inside, you have to communicate it with your partner. You can't just be saying, I'm not like
hold
this.
Hold on. Talking about communication.
But you have to communicate.
I want you to communicate with me right now.
No, we are not communicating.
Communicate your sexual desire right now.
No, I don't really have no communication.
You see, that's what happens. In reality, a woman will tell you behind closed doors that she doesn't have any communication. That is what you just saw.
No, that's different.
Communicate with me now. Let me hear your language of communication.
I don't have any problem.
Okay, tell me what you want right now. How do you want it?
I don't.
This is what they do. They'll say, anything you like, anything that will work is okay.
Whatever you like.
See, they know all of that, but they don't practice it. Guy, see, the truth is, satisfy yourself the best way you can with your spouse. And when you don't get it the way you want it, there are other ways your wife can compliment you in other areas in life. There are other ways she can make you happy through the emotional support and all of those things that she can help you do to make you feel happy in life generally. Everything is not about sex and penetration. So if she's not so good in being romantic and sexually active, you should even be happy. That means being promiscuous will be out of the picture. You see, that's a plus. So if you travel, you are not afraid.
Driver will become the husband of
so
the
you
house.
understand. So it all works together for your good if you know how to manage it. If you have issues, you will have any challenge you want to talk about, Nosa and I, we are ready to talk to you and help you find solutions to your challenges. I'm Harrison.
And I'm Nosa.
If your partner has a low self-esteem, it's a sign for you to be careful, because that partner may feel very uncomfortable when you start making more money more than your partner. Your partner may feel intimidated. Men who easily feel intimidated, or women who easily feel intimidated by a spouse making more money or growing faster than they are people who are suffering from inferiority complex. You can't fix it. It's not something you can fix. If this person grew up with this, it's something you either decide to live with, accept and live with, or you just find a way to walk away. If you're one of those who believe that it is a woman's responsibility to cook and clean in your marriage, you need to grow up. Yeah, you need to grow up. The reason I'm saying you need to grow up is because if you love a woman well enough, you should share chores with her. Yes, I know we can trust women more with domestic chores and taking the right decision, because I know women are very smart. But I want you to know that even when you feel you can trust her with domestic decisions and chores, you need to support her, because when you love her, you should be able to show that love by sharing, either sharing the kitchen, sharing the chores. That way, you are getting more love from her with the way you support. If you don't support her, who do you want to support her? You can't kill her with chores. If you want your marriage or relationship to work better, don't make her feel like a slave. Treat her like a queen. Hey, what I'm about to tell you is going to bust your bubble. Now, I have something to share with you. If you're one of those who believe that marriage will complete you, you are having a foolish idea in your head. If you don't value yourself well enough, if the way you see yourself and value yourself is not complete in terms of wholeness, trust me, you are making a mess of your personal value, because you are going to be devalued in a relationship or marriage if you don't value yourself well enough. It is what you present yourself as that you'll be taken as. So present yourself as somebody who has complete self-value for yourself. That way you'll be appreciated for your self-value. No marriage will complete you. If you are not valuing yourself well enough, you'll be devalued in marriage. If you're one of those who believe that married people are not having satisfying sex, trust me, you are absolutely wrong. Yes, you're absolutely wrong, because marriage is garbage in, garbage out. What you put in is what you get. Now, if you are not putting in so much love and you are not making the love, how do you want intercourse to be satisfying? So if you want intercourse to be satisfying, show the love that you want to make. And when you make the love, express the love. That way, you will find reason to love intercourse with your spouse.